Some NFL players don't just gain yards. They rewrite what's supposed to be possible. A split-second juke sends one defender the wrong way, a hurdle clears another, and an impossible spin leaves the rest chasing empty grass. These aren't carefully designed trick plays. They're moments of pure instinct, athleticism, and creativity that turned ordinary downs into unforgettable highlights. Here are the craziest NFL trick plays ever caught on camera. Nobody expected one run to shake an entire city, but Marshawn Lynch had other plans. He bounced off the first defender, shrugged away another, then bulldozed through a crowd that refused to bring him down. Every broken tackle made the stadium louder until the final dive into the end zone became part of NFL history. Barry Sanders never looked like he was running the same route twice. Every defender believed they had the angle until another sudden cut erased it completely. Without wasting speed or movement, he slipped through impossible spaces, leaving defenders grabbing nothing but air before finishing one of football's smoothest touchdown runs. With defenders closing from every angle, Barkley somehow invents a move that doesn't belong in football. Instead of leaping forward, he springs backward over the tackler, keeps complete control of his body, lands smoothly, and keeps fighting for extra yards before anyone can process what just happened. The Cowboys filled the lane with defenders, but Barry Sanders treated them like moving obstacles instead of tacklers. His feet never stopped dancing. One cut froze the linebacker, another sent a defender stumbling past him, and within seconds what looked like a routine carry had turned into a highlight remembered decades later. Lamar Jackson made elite defenders hesitate for a split second, and that was all he needed. A sharp spin left one defender reaching behind him while two more collided trying to recover. By the time anyone found their balance, Jackson was already sprinting toward daylight with the crowd roaring behind him. Standing almost inside his own end zone, Derrick Henry turned the longest field position into the longest nightmare for Jacksonville's defense. Arm tackles bounced away, one defender was thrown aside with a vicious stiff arm, and nobody could stop the freight train before all 99 yards disappeared behind him. Josh Norman met Derrick Henry in open space expecting a collision. Instead, Henry launched one of the most famous stiff arms ever recorded. Norman crashed onto the turf while Henry barely slowed down, continuing his run as the entire stadium reacted before the whistle even blew. Chris Johnson needed only a tiny opening. One burst through the line instantly separated him from everyone chasing behind. Defensive backs tried taking perfect pursuit angles, but Johnson's acceleration erased them one by one. Once he reached open grass, the race was already over long before the goal line. Adrian Peterson ran with the attitude that every defender was simply another obstacle to push through. Legs kept driving, shoulders kept churning, and tackles refused to stick. For defenders missed their chance before Peterson finally emerged from the pile, still carrying the football deep into Steelers territory. Dante Hall transformed broken returns into pure chaos. He sprinted toward one sideline, slammed on the brakes, reversed direction, then slipped between defenders who had already committed the wrong way. Every change of direction pulled another tackler out of position until the entire coverage unit was chasing shadows instead of Hall. With snow covering every yard of the field, defenders struggled just to stay upright. LeSean McCoy somehow looked faster than everyone else. He planted his feet with complete confidence, cut across frozen turf without slipping, and turned a blizzard into his personal playground while the Lions desperately chased footprints they couldn't follow. Christian McCaffrey doesn't overpower defenders. He outsmarts them. Every cut comes a split second before contact, forcing defenders to commit to empty space. Against Jacksonville, one smooth change of direction left multiple tacklers completely off balance before McCaffrey accelerated untouched toward another explosive gain. Jamal Charles combined world-class speed with effortless balance. One hesitation froze the linebacker, another burst left the secondary scrambling. What began as an ordinary carry quickly became a foot race. Nobody in silver and black had any chance of winning before Charles crossed the goal line. Bijan Robinson delivered one of the cleanest ankle breakers in recent memory. A subtle hesitation forced the defender to stop his feet. Then one lightning-quick cut sent him stumbling in the opposite direction. Robinson never broke stride, turning a small opening into one of the season's most replayed highlights. Deebo Samuel runs with the mentality of a running back trapped inside a receiver's body. Catching the ball was only the beginning. He shrugged off one defender, dragged another for extra yards, and kept driving until what should have been a short completion became an exhausting defensive nightmare. The catch looked routine until Ja'Marr Chase planted his foot and exploded upfield. Baltimore defenders had angles from every direction, yet Chase slipped through them with remarkable acceleration. By midfield, nobody was close enough to recover, and the final stretch became a sprint that silenced the entire defense. Most players dived for the pylon. Jerome Simpson chose something nobody had ever attempted in a real NFL game. Launching over linebacker Darrell Washington, he completed a full front flip in midair, landed perfectly on both feet, and casually celebrated as if sticking a gymnast's landing was just another Saturday afternoon. Anthony Barr expects a collision. Instead, Buffalo's rookie quarterback simply disappears above him. Allen launches into the air, clears one of the league's hardest hitters, lands cleanly, and keeps moving. The pocket disappears almost instantly, leaving Vic surrounded by defenders. Somehow, he spins free, races toward the opposite sideline, and turns what looked like a guaranteed sack into a huge gain. Every escape forces defenders to restart the chase while Vic keeps inventing new angles to survive. Even experienced defenders stop playing for a split second. Beckham stretches one hand behind his body, secures the football with 3 fingertips, and somehow keeps control all the way to the turf. The impossible instantly becomes one of the defining images of modern football. Tate catches the pass with defenders already closing. Rather than accepting contact, he spins through the first tackle, bounces off another shoulder, and somehow stays upright. The defense briefly surrounds him before Tate slips out of the crowd and keeps the drive alive. So if it was a gravity-defying hurdle, an ankle-breaking juke, or a moment that looked more like street football than the NFL, these highlights remind us why the game's greatest athletes always find new ways to amaze us. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL content, and tell us in the comments which move deserved the #1 spot or which insane play we should feature next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.